Hey guys, Uncommon Ramen here. Before I go into the video, let me remind you, if you like my content, please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps with those analytics. Really helpful. Also, if you want to see the content as it comes out, hit the bell icon so you can be notified as I put videos up. And finally, if you feel the need to support me, hit me up on my Patreon at patreon.com/uncommonramen, capital U, capital R. I do all of this in my free time, so any amount of help, or I guess any amount of support, my bad, can help me bring more of this content to you more often. So today I wanted to take a look at a couple secret layers that came in, Kamigawa, the manga cards, and Lil Walkers. This is one of the first times that I've ever actually backed Secret Lair, except for the Heads I Win, Tails You Lose. Heads I Win, Tails You Lose was absolutely the first time that I had ever backed a Secret Lair. Not because, I guess not because I didn't want to. When they originally started dropping, I wasn't playing Commander at the time, so I wasn't seeing the value in the cards, and I didn't play Modern either. I was Standard strictly. So I didn't back any of those. When I started getting heavily into Commander, the Heads I Win, Tails You Lose deck was on its way out, and I backed that, and I've been backing Secret Lair since. So I've missed quite a bit of content, but I wanted to take a look at these guys since they came in. So we're going to take a look at the manga cards first, then we're going to take a look at the Little Walkers. These are actually, for 5 cards, this is a lot of cardboard. So, you know, they don't, I mean, it feels like a waste, but I guess we'll find out when we get in. Like I said, I've never backed any of these before. You got this nice tape here, tamper-proof tape, so that's very cool. Indicates a lot there. So we're just gonna. All right, it says thank you for being a part of Secret Lair. Was this just a box for a box? It was. Huh. It was a box for a box. Okay, well, anyway. So this is what I think they all kind of typically look like. They have this nice little black case. I think the difference is going to be the Heads I Win, Tails You Lose, and the Pride ones. The Pride ones, I think, are going to have a white iridescent, so we get that rainbow. And the Heads I Win, Tails You Lose comes with a deck box. So this, okay, so this is pretty cool. It's got not an inlay, but a foil texture on the top. It's upside down. The box itself, I mean, honestly, this is really high quality, but it's a huge waste of cardboard. I get it, though. They're trying to protect it. So it comes out relatively easily. And then we have our manga cards sitting on top here. Okay, so we're going to take a look at these guys. I've been excited. Oh, it's stuck on here. Oh, look at that! That is so cool. Okay, so I've always wondered about this whole thing. Is there just one card here? Yeah, one card. I always wondered about this thing. So, I don't know if Winged Sliver... the last time I believe this guy got reprinted was the Premium Sliver deck. So it did come in the foil, and you can see this guy's pringling pretty badly. But it never had a full art like this. So to have the full art is really super sick, and I like that I'm showcasing this over what I actually backed. But the big reason is because I play slivers. I have a sliver commander deck, so this is definitely going to get used. So we're going to take a look at these manga cards because this was super exciting for me. Has a bunch of staples that you would use in Commander, and most specifically, there's a couple cards in here that I'm just outright going to use immediately because they're just that much of a staple. And it's really nice to see that kind of stuff, despite the fact that their price tag is, I think I paid $30 for these, so it's not cheap, but, you know, it's a good way to get some staples if you're looking for them, and they're usually alternative art staples, so just open that up real quick. So we have ourselves an Idyllic Tutor right off the bat, okay? It's not an Enlightened Tutor, but Idyllic Tutor is still actually pretty good for enchantment searching decks, and I am in the process of building not only a Estrad deck Estrad Auras, I'm also in the process of building a Tatsunari Toad Rider enchantment deck, and if I remember correctly, both of them use Idyllic Tutor, as well as Enlightened Tutor. So this is definitely going to see use immediately. It's a really great card. It's been reprinted, I think, 3 times in actual booster sets. So just outright very good card. Search your library for enchantment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library for 2 and a white, and it's sorcery speed. Next, we got ourselves Swords to Plowshares, which is honestly one of the best arts for Swords to Plowshares I have ever seen. And this is in every single solitary deck that runs white. So this will see play immediately. And in case you're wondering why I got the regulars, I hate foil pringling. And I also think that foils are disruptive. They just... I don't think they look good. I know there's a lot of people who spend time foiling out their decks. I just don't like the way they look. And they don't pringle. Or foils pringle, but these will not pringle. So I'm super excited about that. Next up, we have Solve the Equation. 2 and a blue, search a library for an instant or sorcery card, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle. It's another type of tutor, blue tutor. If you're running Mystical Tutor, you're also probably running Solve the Equation in your deck as well, just for that redundancy. It's just, like I said, another huge staple. I love the fact that they're reprinting these, although, if I remember correctly, this was in Strixhaven, so it's not super hard to find. But these 2 right here, Idyllic, the last time it was printed was Theros Beyond Death, and that's not that far behind, but it's still nice to see that they're sublimating it. And then the art is what really gets me here. Here you have the Wanderer slicing Jin Gitaxias in half. Here you have Kaito and the Wandering Emperor playing when they were children, and then here you have Kaito spying on Jin Gitaxias' lair in Kamigawa. Next up, we have Praetor's Grasp. This one is a huge staple for black decks. 1 and 2 black, search an opponent's library for a card and exile it face down. Then that player shuffles. You may look at and play that card as long as it remains exiled. So this has a lot of fun uses. It can take a win condition out of your opponent's deck, but you can also use it yourself to find something in your opponent's deck that synergizes really well with your own. And again, I go back to the art. We have Tezzeret and Jin Gitaxias right there, and Jin Gitaxias is completing Tamio. And, it's just really good art. And then finally, we have Veil of Summer. This is an infamous card. It was definitely much more powerful in limited blocks, like standard with a rotation, and it can be downright powerful in limited formats like sealed decks and booster drafts, but it's still a fantastic card in green in almost any case. 1 green, draw a card if an opponent has cast a blue or black spell this turn. Spells you control can't be countered this turn, and you and permanents you control gain hexproof from blue and black until end of your turn. So it basically stops your opponent, once it's been resolved, from being able to interact with you on blue or black cards. So that means counter spells and kill spells for an entire turn, and that is really fantastic. And again, we have Tamio and Kaito, and Tamio is just warning Kaito to stop trying to find her brother. I think it was her brother. Or no, her son. Alright, so those are the cards that you're going to get with the manga panels. And again, the art is so good. And I'm so glad they did this series, honestly. Alright, so next up is Little Walkers, and I was most excited for this one. This is the cutest version of Planeswalkers you will ever see in your entire life. And I'm just going to jump in. Again, we have another thank you for being part of the secret lair. And again, the box is essentially the same, except that the sleeve here says Little Walkers. Okay, so let's see. I know there's a card underneath. I want to save that one for last because I kind of showcased that other card way fast. But I was really excited. It was a sliver. All right, so here's our little walkers. Like I said, we'll showcase that other card in a minute. But I was so excited when I saw this release because the little walkers are so freaking cute. So we got Tamio, the Moon Sage. This was the Shadows over Innistrad? Was it? I don't remember what set it was. It was the one where Nahiri pulled Emrakul to Innistrad. And look at her! She's so cute! She's so chibi! She's so chibi. I wanted to get this in foil, but again, I just can't do the Pringling. The Pringling really bothers me. Alright, so next up is our Ajani Mentor of Heroes. And it's such an adorable looking card. The chibi is just so there and so real. Okay, next up we have Angrath, the Flame Chained. And it's so hard to take this guy seriously when he looks like this. They look like they're straight out of a game like Super Dungeon Explorer. And there is nothing I appreciate more than that. I wish they would do this. I feel like they should do Lil Walkers as like a series and just continuously print out more and more of these because I think they're phenomenal. We have Ashyak, the Dream Render, and this is absolutely 100% my favorite because if you look here, the nightmares that he's summoning, there's a little two-headed rabbit, this little nightmare deer thing, and this like butterfly with eyes. It's so freaking cute. And in real life, if you ever saw Ashyak, that was probably the worst nightmare you could see, but they make it look so cute. And he doesn't have little eyeballs, so he can't have big old anime eyes. And then finally we have Sorin, Grim Nemesis, and again, it is so hard to take him seriously when he looks this freaking adorable. We had in Crimson Vow the beautiful looking Sorin. Well, now we have the super cute looking Sorin. So this is the walkers, and you can probably tell why I backed it. I mean, they're so freaking adorable. You get 5 of these guys, and whether I use them or not, I'm just happy to have them. Ashyak is getting used. I mean, obviously. Ashyak in blue-black is just too good. But, alright, so the bottom card here is another freaking sliver! What? Alright, so we got a Ward sliver here. In its full art. In a foil, pringled to death. But, this is so cool. I'm really excited for this. I didn't know these were going to come with slivers. Obviously, I guess nobody would know. But, I mean, the fact that there's these new full arts out there, and I believe I use both of these, obviously, because they're super good. So these are going straight into my sliver deck. Alright guys, so that is the Lil Walkers and the manga panels. There are going to be more coming up. I did back the Pride Secret Lair. Also, whenever the Heads I Win Tails You Lose Secret Lair decides to finally ship, I'll be doing a featurette on that because it's a whole deck of cards there. On top of that, I also backed one of the other super drops. I backed 3 of the alternative art cards. One of them was the Kozilek group. One of them was the Black Macias group, and one of them was that Coral Helm group. So I'm excited to show off those when they come through, and I'm just going to keep looking at Secret Lairs and seeing what cool stuff there is, and hopefully I'll have more content like that to bring if you guys are interested. That is it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, but make sure they are positive. I will be removing any negative content. And until next time, guys. Peace.